Witch is directed by Adam Wingard, who actually directed The Guest, which is one of my favorite horror/thriller movies to come out in the past 5 years or so. This movie follows the brother of the main girl from the first film, Heather. But after discovering a video showing what he believes to be his sister, he and a group of friends head to the forest to find some clues on her whereabouts. Now, as I said before, this movie is a sequel to the massive film and the cult phenomenon movie, The Blair Witch Project, which came out in 1999. And for those of you who don't know, that movie was a huge deal. It was the first movie to use the found footage style, and it made so much money. People thought it was a real thing that actually happened. And for me, I didn't see the Blair Witch Project in 1999 because I would have been like 8 months old. And I actually did watch it for the first time about 3 or 4 years ago. And to be completely honest, I absolutely hated the Blair Witch Project. I thought it was super boring, really just annoying, and the only word that I can use to describe it adequately is a gimmick. But undeniably, it was a really influential movie. Lots of people got inspired by it, which is really cool. That's fine. But when people talk about it with such high regard and say that it's like one of the best horror movies ever, that's where you lose me. So needless to say, I was less than excited for this movie. But on the bright side, like I said, I really like Adam Wingard, so maybe he was going to bring in something new to this franchise. Maybe he was going to spice it up a little bit and just build on the foundation that the original movie set. And that didn't happen at all. In fact, he kind of just did the exact same thing that the original movie did. Like, what was really frustrating is they introduce all this new technology and the new things that this team brings with them when they go into the woods. For example, they bring in a drone, and you're like, oh, well, that's going to be so cool, and they like fly it up in the air, and you see all these really awesome aerial shots of like the city that they're in, and you're like, oh, I bet there's gonna be something creepy in the woods when they bring the drone up and it's gonna show something kind of weird. And it doesn't. The first time they bring it up, it craps out and then it falls in a tree and you don't see it until like the end of the movie. And it was just stuff like that that was really frustrating, because why would you introduce all this new stuff and try to spice up this formula and make it different when you just do the exact same thing that the other movie did? And what's really frustrating is the fact that you do have these drones at your disposal and you could have done something really cool, but this whole movie takes place during the night, so it's just shaky cam of the ground as they're running and they're screaming or yelling or whatever in the background. It is really freaking boring when that's like 99% of this movie is just shots of the ground running and it's just leaves in the dark. It's super boring to look at. And when I say this movie didn't take any chances and it does the same thing that the last movie did, that can be a negative thing, and I am using it as a negative thing, but I am not under the impression that movies that I love don't do the same thing. James Bond has been following the same exact formula for like 50 some odd years. Creed did it last year, Star Wars The Force Awakens did it, and I'm fine with that. I'm okay with following a formula. That's how sequels succeed. But the formula that this movie was following was the formula that was set in place from the first movie, and if I don't like the first one at all, the formula that it sets, I'm not going to enjoy. So it's cool if you want to follow a formula, it's just I don't like the formula that they're following. And it wouldn't have been that bad. I would have just been like, brush this movie off, and it would have just been like a mediocre found footage movies because I'm a big horror fan, so I've seen plenty of them. But what made this movie just so offensively bad was it is just absolutely riddled with jump scares. Like, there are so many. I started counting after a certain point, and I got up to like 15, and that's after I started noticing them. And it was just so annoying when they're just walking in the woods, like looking for somebody, and then they turn real quick, and then the person's right there, like yelling, like, where were you guys? It is just so annoying. It has made me madder and madder with each scene. There was one scene where they were looking for this guy, and I kid you not, there were like 5 in one scene. As far as like positives go, the really only thing that I kind of enjoyed is there were some kind of cool concepts with time, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But what's still frustrating about that is they pose these questions and make you like think about it, but then the movie doesn't really try to answer it in any way. Like, it's one thing to be ambiguous and kind of leave you questioning some stuff, but it's one thing to just propose a question and to be like, I don't know, I don't really have an answer. Overall, I'm disappointed in Adam Wingard. He's a really talented director, and I think he is way better than this. I want to see him do more fun stuff like The Guest. I don't want to see him do this boring, mediocre, just piece of crap like Blair Witch. Steer away from this, go do your own stuff and make your own content, sir. please. Thank you guys for watching today. I just want to say that I'm really sorry this review came out so late. I was just super busy. I have high school stuff to take care of. I'm in 2 college classes at the moment, and I have a part-time job. So things were just piling up that it was tough for me to get this review out on time. And I wasn't really itching to talk about this movie either. So I just want to say sorry guys, but thank you for being patient. I should have a review for Magnificent 7 and this month's Loot Crate coming up very soon. I'm hoping to see Storks probably tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching today. I hope you liked today's video. And if you did, click on the link down below and subscribe to my channel to see more movie reviews, movie related things. Again guys, thank you so much for watching and see you next time.